Today, I am doing my weekly check-in for week 2 of October. I am a monthly budgeter, but I like to do these weekly check-ins to check in with all my expenses, but more specifically to check in on my variable expenses, since those are the ones I have a tendency to go over in at the end of the month. These weekly check-ins help me see what I've been spending throughout the week and make sure that I am aware of my expenses and where I'm at in my budget. It really forces me to sit down and just take a look at all the numbers to make sure they work out. And if I need to cut back somewhere, I can go ahead and do that and plan for that. I don't want to be necessarily tied down by my budget, but I do want to plan for the month. And that way, throughout the month, I can live my life as normal, but still being conscientious of my spending. So I am a Google Sheet budgeter. I do all my budgeting, tracking expenses, and my weekly check-ins in this budget spreadsheet. If you're interested, I'll link it in the description box below. This has been a good visual representation of where my money is going each month. So today I'm only going to be looking at my expense tracker, my weekly check-ins for this video. So that is in the middle of my spreadsheet and on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in to my expenses this week. So just a warning, week 2 has many expenses. I'll try to get through these as quick as possible, but I still wanted to come on here and do it because it really helps keeping me accountable doing these check-ins. So my first expense for this month is actually a fixed expense now. It is my Ritual subscription. That was $39 and that just went under Ritual. I already have a set amount for that, so that came out as planned. My second transaction is actually, again, I don't have this under fixed expense. I may do it later. I'm still on the fence on whether we should keep it or not. It definitely has made our life easier. So going forward for the month of November, if we plan on keeping it, I might put it in the fixed expenses. But it was our HelloFresh order and it was the standard $89.31. This gets us 4 meals for 2 people throughout the week. And that went under our food category. My next expense was Walmart. I actually went in to buy some tinted moisturizer, but they didn't have the one that I usually get. So I just bought a couple things while I was there, and that was $7.28. And I put that under the food category. I believe this was just avocados and bananas, honestly. Oh, and I did buy the kids some Halloween baskets, but those were only $1 a piece. So I just put the whole transaction under food. My next expense was Walgreens. I did go to Walgreens and buy some gift cards for some things that I needed in my classroom. Hold on, let me back up. So I bought gift cards for prizes for my students in my class because I am a teacher. So they had a bundle of 10, I believe, for $5 a piece. So I went and bought that bundle. That way I could just give out little $5 little gift cards. So I did that, and that was $50, and I just put that under the gift category. My next expense was McDonald's. I was off work the second week of October, so that is why I have so many transactions, I believe, because I was off. We got breakfast there one day when I was off, and that was $8.09, and that just went under food. On this same day, we ended up going to the fair, and I had a free fair ticket. They give teachers fair tickets. We saved a little bit of cash for this day. We don't ride rides or anything. We mainly just walk around and people watch and go to the different shops. But one of the vendors that we stopped by was selling soap. It was this all-natural handmade soap. And so we ended up buying some, and that was $14. And I just put that under the beauty category. My next expense was some Amazon purchases. I don't think I actually made the purchases this day. I think this is just when they posted to my account. So the first one was that tinted moisturizer I was looking for. I went ahead and bought it online along with some razors. And so that ended up being $25. And I put that under beauty. The other thing I bought was some craft paper and some of those little, they're like Christmas tree decor thingies. And so I bought both of those, and that was $16.96. And I just put that under the miscellaneous. I know the holidays are coming up, and I want to go ahead and start wrapping presents as I start buying them. Even though I haven't bought any presents yet, I just want to have it ready to go. My next expense is that same Amazon purchase. I bought my toddlers some more vitamins, and that ended up being $11.41. And I just put that under medical. My next expense was actually on Saturday. We went and took the kids to a pumpkin patch. It was free to get in. All you had to do was buy the pumpkins. But this $10.68 I spent on all the kids to pet and feed one of the cows there. They had a cow there, so I went ahead and paid $10.68, and we had all 4 of the kids and a couple of their friends were over too, so it was 6 kids. We got them to, I thought that was a pretty good deal for $10 just to pet and feed a cow. My next expense was taking the dogs to their vet for their annual appointment, and it ended up costing a little bit more because I got a whole year's supply of heartworm medicine. They don't have heartworm or anything, but the doctor was really pushy on me getting them heartworm medicine, and I was, I guess, oblivious, and we moved to a different location, and they said, I guess that there is more mosquitoes where we live, and I guess that's how they get them. I was, again, very naive. So I went ahead and just bought a year's supply for both of them. That's why it's a little bit more. They got their annual shots, and they also got, one of my dogs had a mild ear infection. So he went ahead and treated that too. So that we paid for that, and then an allergy shot for her as well. So that ended up costing us $497.78. I only budgeted, I think, $100. So what I've decided to do for this expense is usually I would just cash flow it out of our regular budget. But in this case, I think I'm just going to pull from our emergency fund so that we can start saving for Christmas and other events that I plan for. And I'll have to just start saving more for the dogs in my sinking funds. So that'll definitely be what I do now going forward. I already have actually a little bit of money in their sinking fund, but I'm going to leave that alone and save that for next year, so I don't have to pull from our emergency fund next year. My next expense is also a fixed expense. It was our water bill or a utility. That was $78.84, and that just came out of our fixed expenses. On the 16th, on that Monday, I actually have quite a few expenses on this day. The first one was another Amazon purchase for diaper wipes for the kiddos. They were running low, so I went ahead and created a subscription for that. So that just comes out every couple of weeks, and I have wipes ready to go. The same day, I also went out for lunch, and that was $18.77. Whenever I'm at work, I don't get a chance to leave for lunch or anything. So I took advantage of the opportunity. I got a drink with this and the meal, and so that was $18.77 after tax and tip and everything, and I put that under the food category. My next expense was getting my nails done. I've been pretty good about putting this in the budget and only had to do it once a month so far. I don't know how I'm getting them to last that long, but they've been lasting. And that was $50 after tax and tip and everything, and that went under personal spending. Also on the 16th, I went to Target because I knew that the diaper wipes weren't going to be at my house in time. I went ahead and bought some diaper wipes, a box of diapers, more avocados and bananas, and some ice cream for a birthday. And with that purchase, that was $72.95. And again, that went under kids. Because of the birthday, I also had to stop by Crumble Cookie, and I got a box of Crumble Cookie. That was $22.48, and I put that under gifts. And also, I went ahead and bought pizza for the birthday, and I bought 5 boxes at Domino's because I took advantage of their little coupon, and that was $37.83. I didn't pay for a delivery. I just went and picked it up on my way there, so I didn't have to pay for a delivery fee or anything like that, and that went under the food category. So in all, that was quite a few expenses for 1 week, but again, I was off of work, so I was trying to get a lot of things done and a lot of things in before I had to go back to work. So I know I didn't mention this before, but this week started from the 10th to the 16th. My week 1 started from the 1st until the 9th. So not all my weeks are a full 7 days, but week 2 was a full 7 days. So let's go look and see how we did for week 2. So for the food category, we started this week with $368.40. We spent $161.28. So our leftover for the rest of the month is $207.12. Now that is about a little over $100 per week for the next few weeks. I don't know. We'll be cutting it really close. We'll probably go over, but we'll just see when we get there. For gas and car, I started with $225. I actually haven't spent anything this month on gas, which I'm really surprised. I do need to fill up as of today that I'm filming this on Tuesday, the 17th. So I will have to fill up and spend money there. So I think it's because I didn't have to go to work at all last week. So I didn't really drive very many places. And in week 1, I the kids were sick, so I didn't go to work that much that week. So that's why I've been almost 2 weeks without having to fill up. So I still have $225 remaining there. And household, I didn't spend anything this week, so I still have $14. Miscellaneous, I spent $16.96, so I'm over budget there by $15.96. For the pups, I spent $497.78, so I'm technically over $397.78. So what I'll probably do in this category is send $400 from my emergency fund to this budget to cover that pet expense. We don't have too many times we have to pull from emergency, but I think in this case, I'm going to make an exception because even though it was an emergency, it did have to do with our dog's health. For kids, I spent $90.52, so I still have $18 remaining. For beauty, I spent $39, so I still have $16 remaining. For medical, I spent $11.41, but I still have $17.91 remaining. For fun, I started with $25, spent $10.68, so I still have $14.32 remaining. For gifts, I had $30. I spent $72.48. So I'm over budget there by $42.48. Personal spending, I started with $59.02. I spent $50, so I still have $9.02 remaining. I'm already over budget in miscellaneous by $15.96. So that's mainly because I forgot about a credit card fee at the beginning of this month and I didn't budget for it. So that was my fault. For pups, again, I'm going to take from my emergency fund. And the other one is gifts. I already knew I was going to go over budget there whenever I found out that I forgot about a birthday, which I don't know how I did that, but I did. So I just didn't budget enough in that category. But at least I know now what I need to do for the next 2 weeks to kind of lower our spending and our expenses. This is kind of like a trend. Every month I feel like the first 2 weeks are very spendy. And then week 3 and 4, we do dial it back a little bit and use what we have and try to save what we got. But then it puts us in the cycle of week 1 and 2. We're overspending again because we had gone without for a while. So I'm going to keep trying this just to get in not only a routine, but try to break the habit of this overspending at the beginning of the month. So there it is. There is my week 2 weekly check-in. I am working on my November budget, so that should be coming out soon. Again, if you're interested in the spreadsheet and you want a copy for yourself, I'll link it in the description box below. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye.